Hi, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Match Tooling System webinar. Can I just have some shout outs there just to see that everyone can hear us? Somebody typing? Anybody? Brilliant, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Penny. Just some introductions today. My name is Carl Tidd. I'm the Sales Development Manager for Tooling.
And I'm Declan Barnes. I'm Assistant Product Manager for Adhesives and Tooling.
I'm just going to hand you over to Declan now, who's going to go through the agenda.
So thanks everyone. To start off, I'm just running through our agenda. So our main aim is to give you a basic overview of Scott Barders, an explanation of the three main stages of the tooling system. Whilst doing that, I hope to introduce you to our tooling products of the Crestamould, and then go through some photos and videos and some questions and answers at the end. So I'm going to start off. Scott Barders is nearly 100 years old. We started in 1921 and we ran like a normal company for 30 years. After 30 years, our founder and owner, Ernest Barder, gave his company to his employees and formed a Commonwealth company. So all the employees are shareholders. So now we're in 2019. We're a 230 million euro global chemical company with our headquarters in Wollaston, Northamptonshire. We have manufacturing sites worldwide, mainly in Europe, but spanning from South Africa to Canada to the Middle East.
Okay, so today's session we're going to talk about the system overview. We're going to split this into three categories. So the first one is the plug manufacturer. The second is the plug fairing and servicing, and lastly is the mold manufacturer. So if we go on to the next slide, please. Yeah. So the first product is B12. Now this is a resin that basically is used as a sealer between your polystyrene and your plug paste. It's sort of more of a barrier, as we should say. You can apply it in a brush or a roller. Looking at a gel time of about 15 minutes on this product. Generally what people tend to do after this is sealed is they'll add another layer with chop strand mat to give it stability. But it's one of the products out of these three that we're looking at today that came from our business in Canada. So we've had these products for about 5 years now, and we're slowly getting them into Europe as well. Okay. The next product we're going to talk about is the tooling pastes. So we have T27 and T28. These are generally used afterwards for milling via a CNC machine. So as you can see there, the different types of plugs and patterns and molds that we've made from our different customer base globally, and we've had some good projects on over the years, but this type of the business is gaining momentum. So as you can see there, the two products, the 27 is sprayable, and the extrudable, the T28 is extrudable. Generally, the 27 is used for larger parts, and the extrudable for more smaller parts. Just the benefits and a bit of detail about the 27. Density of over 1. It has a tougher matrix. You can use it at room temperature, of course. And it generally goes down in 4 to 5 step process. So you'd probably put it down in something between a 4 to 6 mil gaps, and then back it up several, an hour or so later, depending on what the thickness of the plug you want to make. And you can use it with a spray gun and tip. As it says there, multi-thin layers, and it's a longer cycle on smaller parts. The T28, which is extrudable, comes out in, generally it's just 1 step process. So you can go from 18mm up to 22mm, and then CNC it back. It's got a higher heat tolerance, and generally they are used on small to medium molds or plugs, should we say. Again, both of them are specialist equipment, but they are low cost equipment. Okay. If you look at the technology that that is on the slide at the moment, sprayable, again, you can use a standard spray gel coat hand gun on this, and the extrudable, as you can see there on the picture, it does come out in larger batch sizes, so you're getting a much thicker base that you can CNC down. Just before we get onto the benefits of the current products, I haven't done a slide on this, but we are going to be launching newer grades of these two products in the coming months. So if anybody would like some more detail on this, please send us an email on the information on our website. The sprayable is probably going to be the first one that we're going to be launching, and we've improved it. It will be rebranded as a new product name as well, but we've made it so that you can use it with a standard gel coat machine, so there's no extra investment in that. The extrudable will be slightly different. You'll still have to get the technology that's on there, but it is a lot. It's less expensive than an epoxy machine, put it that way. Okay, so if you can see there how the process is applied with the spray and the finished product there, and on the extrudable as well, how it goes down. On this one, as you can see there on the left, the customer is using that just with a pipe. Generally, you can use that or with a fitting on there as well. So the benefits of using the tooling compounds: best cost and performance ratio, applied with low cost equipment, so that as opposed to, as I said before, with an epoxy based product, the equipment is a lot less in cost. Not just this product, but most of the products we're going to talk about today are using a standard MEKP catalyst, which is good, and again can be used in spray or extrudable. So you've done your plug, you've CNC'd it. We come on this slide, and the next slide is pretty much the same. So you've got this version, which is F24, which is vinyl ester, so it can be used below the waterline, and it's basically a fairing compound or a body filler as such. If we look at our competition in the marketplace, the SG on our product compared to competitors, so this is 0.7, and most of the body fillers I've seen in the marketplace at the moment are 1.1, 1.2, so it's lightweight, so it's good when you're doing these kind of products. It can be used not just on your tooling, though, it can be used on mold repairs as well. Depending on which product you use, if it's the F24, it's a 10-minute gel time, and the F26 is a 3-minute gel time, but it sands down really well. And it's a great product. It really is a great product. Every workshop should have one. Let's go on to. So the F26, as I've said, it's good for plugs, molds, one-off customs. You can use it anywhere, and it can be used for repairs as well, for fiberglass, for the parts.
Once you're happy with your plug, we've got two products that we want you to use to complement it. We like them to go hand in hand, but obviously you as the customer can pick. Firstly, we have the prime coat. This is actually designed to be sprayed, but you can actually brush it and then sand it back if required. You apply this wet on wet up to 1.5 mil at a time, and it doesn't sag. This product can be polished, but if you really want some extra gloss, we'd advise you to take on the gloss coat. As you can see on the photo on the right, this is the gloss coat and prime coat used together. We recommend a 50-50 split, both catalysed with our MEKP catalyst. And it's a polyester coating, and it gives you a really good finish. It's great to protect your plug. It's good. So just to summarise what myself and Carl have just spoke about when making the plug, we've just got the sequence as summary. So as you can see on the main photo on the right, you have your polyester. You then use your B12 sealer to seal it all in. Then, depending on your application, you use your T27 or T28 compound. Then you CNC it. If you need any repairs, you use your F24 or F26. And then you finish it with the prime coat and gloss coat to give you the finish at the top. Now we're going to start talking about the mould. You basically make a mould backwards, as you can see in the diagram. You start off with your tool and gel coat that we're going to talk you through our Crestamould 15PA. Then you use your skin coat, your RTR, which is your rapid tool and resin, then to back it up. So I'm going to speak you through each one now. First of all, we have our Vinyl Ester 15PA gel coat, specially formulated to give you a really good gloss. As you can see on the chart on the right, our gloss retention is about 90% at the start, and as you use more mouldings and pools, it retains it, which is, compared to our competitors, just stands alone. We have a different range of colours, and as you can see on this one, with our distributor in Spain has used it and sent through a case study. They actually used this mould to make a violin. They said there was no pinholes, they really loved it, there was no sagging, and they were overall really happy.
So now we're going to go on to the skin coat. We have the VE679 and the VE690, which has just been launched recently. The 690 was launched for more of molds that have a sort of a larger upstand, because on those type of molds using the 679, we tended to get a bit of pooling at the bottom of the molds. So this is a sort of a hybrid, high viscosity hybrid that we've come up with, and it's gaining momentum now. We've had some good feedback from customers that are using it. They're both a DCPD modified vinyl ester. And generally what tends to happen with this is, after you've done your gel coat and you've got a slight tackiness on there, you may, depending on the detail of the mold, you may put a skin coat down, a tissue down, and then straight over it with a 300 gram, I would say the maximum is 400 gram chop strand mat. You would let that go off, gel, and then you would move on to your rapid tool and resin. So the RTR 4010 has been around for quite some time. We did used to have a natural colour, which was a natural product, which was RTR 4000, but we worked very closely with our customer base, and we came up with the white version. It's it's filled, low profile. I know it says there it can be hand laid, but actually it could be used for spraying as well. And it's the same product, so you don't have to order different products for each process. And I'll show you that a little video in a second. It's great for handling, and it has a low exotherm as well, so hence the rapid tooling on this. So as opposed to our competition, where the peak exotherm might be 60, 70, 80 degrees, this kicks in at 38 to 40 degrees. So it drops again, and you can get your next layer on. So generally what you would put on is a minimum of 3 to 4 layers of 450 chop strand mat. Let it get to its peak, drop, and then start again. I'll just show you the next slide, which is a short video on one of our customers spraying with the RTR. It's only just a minute long, so you'll be able to see that. Okay, so as you can see, it works very well either in spray, and it works really well on chop strand mat as well. The one thing that I will say about our mold making sequence, and it came up on the slide on the last few seconds, is we talk about post curing, and everyone talks about post curing and this and the other. You know, you'll get good molds if you do give it time and post cure it, or even leave it on the mold a lot longer. There's so many people that look at you know, my mold didn't last very long. Well, did you post cure it? No. You know, I know it's all about trying to get your molds back into production, but sometimes the amount of time that it takes when it comes back into the workshop to be repaired, it's worth spending that time in post curing. But some of the other benefits on the Crestamould RTR 4010, you know, it can reduce your labour significelled, because we've been into customers and we've, on a small to medium mould, we've made a mould in a day, gelled it up first thing and done the first or second layer by the end of the day. So, you know, it's good to overnight. It could be on the plug curing. So, you know, you're getting a bit of time there. But in reality, if you want a good mould post cure, or just leave it on the mould for a minimum of 4 to 5 days if you can. As we've put there, moulds can go into production a lot sooner. You get a perfect plug reproduction. There's so many benefits with this product. It's really good, and we're very passionate about what we've produced here, and the customers that are using it are really pleased with the overall finish. So as it said there, you're getting a rapid manufacture of moulds. Can be demolded quite early. It's a lower cost, increased stiffness of the mould, because you can get more layers down. It requires no handling or mixing of accelerators. It's pre-accelerated before. Okay.
Thanks for that. So basically, just from the video and everything, we'll show you a few photos of actually our products in use. These photos of actually the RTR 4010. As Carl mentioned, you can clearly see the colour change from starting and doing the layers on the left, working its way to the curing on the right, to the bottom, a nice uniform white colour across. Obviously, you can see this helps the operators tell when the product is cured and ready to go, and just looks really good. This is the 15 PA gel coat used on the mould. As you can see, it's a nice red, nice glossy colour. Looks perfect, really stands out, and you can see it's just generally really good, high quality, good products.
Yeah, just going back to that, I think one thing that we do get from our current customers is, you've spoken about it already, Dec, about the gloss retention on our moulds when they're finished. It is a good gloss retention, and it doesn't matter which colour you go for, you always get that good overall finish, which is good. Just going on to mould protection, there's so many times when we've been to customers and we've seen moulds outside just not touched, and they've got dirt and water and all sorts inside them. And this product it's been around for a while, but it does work. So basically, you can prep your mould ready to go back into the workshop and either brush or spray this product on. It cures off, and then when you want to come and use it again, bring it back into the workshop. And I must say this, if it's been outside and it's been cold, don't try and peel it off until it's back up to room temperature, because it'll just split. So you can actually bring it back up to room temperature and pull the whole thing off in one go. So it is easy to remove. On another note, you can get it in other colours. So, you know, it is nice to see a sea of pink moulds at certain customers, but you can buy it in other colours as well. But it does prevent air, water and dirt getting into that, and it does look after the mould itself. You spent a lot of money on these plugs and moulds. You know, you need to look after them, and it is a good product to do it. So it is harder than water-based coatings. So we're pretty impressed with this product. We've got some samples of it in the labs that have been in there for 6 years, and it's still in good condition, still flexible, and is still peelable then. So yeah, it's something, if you're interested in it, email us and we can send you some details on it.
So basically that's our presentation coming to an end. We'd just like to thank you ever so much for logging in and listening. All our details are on the screen now. If you want to email us any inquiries, all the TDSs are available on the website, or more information, just feel free to contact us, like us on Twitter, Facebook, really get behind us. Now we're coming up for the questions and answers. Thank you again.
Yes, thank you.
If anyone's got any questions, just feel free to type away. If we can answer them now, we will. If they need more technical, we've got the resources on site, and we'll send out a Q&A sheet at the end to everyone.
Okay. I think from that point of view, if anybody do have any of you do have any questions, please feel free to send a link on the website. But we'll be about for another 5 or 10 minutes. So if anybody wants to type away or ask any questions, we're happy to do that.
Or if you'd like us to recap any of the slides, just feel free.
Right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in today. Again, I can only say if there's any questions, please send it via the website, and we'll speak soon.